Welcome into today's broadcast right here at Cog Hill Farm. Now, Peaches wouldn't let Nugget into the house for this episode, so here's Jason, Brooke, and our chicken master, Marycarl.
What is up, everybody? It's another episode of the Cogcast podcast, episode number 45.
45.
It's what killed Jesse James.
Well, I'm 45. It hadn't killed me yet.
Oh, me.
Yet.
It's I think every time I see 45, that's what I think about.
And I never think about it.
It's a guy that I used to work with. I mean, we worked together for 22 years.
I know who you're talking about.
And
would it happen to be Ricky?
It would be Ricky. And every time it would be a car, because I was a service manager at a car dealership. And every time a car came in there, and I think that's Lowndes County, 45.
It is.
A car would come in with a 45 tag, which is, I don't know how it is in other states, but that's how they determine what county the license plate is registered at, or the car is registered at. And 45 was a fairly common, it wasn't super common, but a 45 tag would come through there. And every single time, he'd yell out, 45, that's what killed Jesse James.
Well,
Talking
I know
about the revolver, I guess.
I never knew that Ricky's the one that said that. But
Ricky.
I do know that every time I say the number 45, you say that's what killed Jesse James, and I just kind of like, weirdo. That's what I think.
It's every time.
Oh, goodness, that's funny.
It is every time. I'm going to cut the air on because it's going to get warm in here with the door shut.
Well, I just happened to be 45 years old, so I remember 45. And speaking of county numbers, the other day, Marycarl's gotten kind of interested in what number is what county.
Yeah.
And so ours are, the first three are done by size of the city. One being Mobile, which is Baldwin County.
Right.
2 being Birmingham, which is Jefferson County.
Yep.
And 3 being Montgomery, which is Montgomery County. And then they start being alphabetized from that point on.
Gotcha.
4 is Autauga. 5 is Bibb.
Okay.
And it goes that way. And when I was about Marycarl's age, I remember my daddy having this little... it was like a business card. And on the back of it had all the counties and their tag numbers.
Right.
Well, I memorized that just
Really?
because I was interested in
got
it.
you.
And so I could tell you, I could see a car on the road and say 53, that's Marion. 45, that's Lowndes. And I knew them all. Well, it just so happens that Marycarl has gotten interested. And, Mama, where's that tag from? And it's not that I told her that, I memorized it when I was her age. It's just ironic that she's interested in it, and obviously I was too. I don't remember them all, but I remember some of them.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
And the new tags now, some of them don't go that, some of the new ones, you don't have the
That's right.
45.
So, yeah, they don't have the county numbers like ours. Now, that one that fades color, I don't think I think it's just a made up number.
I think so too. I've never heard anybody say the rhyme or reason of the newer tags.
I don't know either. We've got one that says stars fell on Alabama, and I think it's got the numbers on it.
Maybe so.
Well, I hope they don't go away from that, because that's the only way I know where you're from. And my daughter's wanting to learn
and she's
where
wanting
you're
to
from.
learn where you're from too.
Yeah, and she always notices out-of-state tags. I think that's probably because we have a tendency to collect license plates around here.
Yeah, probably so.
When she sees one that we don't have, she's like, "Oh, Mama, look, there's a Ohio tag, and it says such and such."
Right.
It's just interesting that
she
finds that the way I did at that age.
And some tags are very pretty.
Yeah, some of them are, and some of them are very ugly.
Some of them are just plain Jane.
Well, we don't care what they look like, because we're going to decorate our 40 with them.
We are, and I would like to say thank you to everybody that's been sending us tags, because we're still getting them.
Yeah, and I don't think we have a duplicate of any particular tag. I really don't. I mean, we might have 2 Ohios, but as far as what they say on them and a little bit different, they're all different.
They all seem to be different. But I do want to tell people that maybe don't know, but I think everybody knows now, that we're not putting them up now because we don't want to put them up and then try to take them all back down again, because, when we move out to the 40, that...
I hope we can...
It's probably going to be sooner than later, maybe. I don't know.
I hope that we can find a spot and start putting them up over there. That way when people send them, we can show that we're putting them up over here, and we'll eventually move all the old ones over there.
Well, we got the barn.
Yeah.
And, we're going to continue to get that cleaned out. We got a bunch of trash we got to get out of it next. And then, we got the trailer that we got from Dad that we're talking about turning into a chicken coop.
I want to, if we do that, I don't want to put holes in that, though.
No.
I want to glue them on maybe or figure out some kind of way. But we need to figure out how those windows are going to open in the barn.
Yeah.
And then we can put our
and we start putting tags in there. Yeah.
But we got a stack like this, and I'm just continuously adding to them. And we do appreciate it. We don't send thank you notes for them because we get so many of them.
We get so many tags.
But that doesn't mean we don't appreciate it.
Right.
Because I can promise y'all they're going to go to good use, and we are going to think of our fans when we hang them up.
Exactly. Maybe we can come up with an idea like on the trailer that if we frame something up and put it on the trailer and then screw the tags to it or something.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea, like a frame.
Yeah.
Well, you just said like a frame.
Yeah, frame something up. I don't know, maybe out of scrap wood or
that
pallets
would be awesome.
Or something.
You know what?
What's that?
In our barn that we need to clean out, there's that big old piece of plywood that's framed.
Yep.
And it was a for sale sign from a long, long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could do that.
Yep, we could do that.
Or we could just make it a board for now.
Yes.
And screw it on and then figure out where we're going to hang it.
We could do that too.
You know what I was just thinking?
What's that?
And I better say this while it's fresh on my mind. I think a shirt design would be cool that was an Alabama license plate that said Cog Hill.
Yeah, that is a pretty good idea.
Would y'all like that?
I like that idea.
You know, it could look just like a regular Alabama license plate.
Right.
Either the new one that's got the color, that kind of fades, or either that Stars Fell on Alabama, whatever. And then do Cog Hill on it.
I like that.
I do too, because I want one. Can you do that today, maybe?
I'll try.
That way I can wear it in the next podcast.
Oh, me. Oh, my gracious.
You're hesitant. I want you to say yes. Yes, I can
do it today, but yeah, I can get one made up. I can probably figure it out. Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I'm excited. I like that idea.
Speaking of shirts, we are possibly going to do a launch and do a couple of shirts that we'll send out ourselves and maybe a seasonal thing. We're going to try it, but we're in the early stages of getting all that worked out. So y'all stay tuned for that too. Yeah,
the designer is in, back and forth with us, showing us different designs, and we just really can't settle on one particular one. We like a lot of them, but we're trying to go through and figure out, what we think the most people would like.
And they're telling us, like, the last email we had, he was like, we got this one on this color, but this color doesn't come in these sizes or there's limited stock, so let's try to find another color. So anyways, we're going back and forth with that, getting some designs made up, and hopefully have some pretty cool shirts in the next month. But we still got our other shirts like this on our
website.
And we have switched companies.
Yeah.
We were using Teespring, but we found that Teespring is friendly for the seller, I would say, for us. And plus, like we said before, it's a big company tied with YouTube, and it's 2 of them now. We don't see who buys them. All we do is get a notification. We don't even get a notification. We have to go in and manually look when somebody does purchase something, and it shows the small commission we make off of it.
Right.
And that's it. We don't see who buys them or anything. We don't know when they're shipped out. We don't know anything about with Teespring. Now, Spreadshirt is another company that's tied with YouTube. And so I transferred all our designs over there, and it seems way more user-friendly.
Yeah, that was, when we order our shirts, we actually have to order them like you guys do.
Yeah.
And me going in and trying to navigate that Teespring site was just a nightmare. And so I can imagine what it was for viewers.
Yeah.
And so we wanted something that was a little bit more user-friendly, and I think we got it.
Yeah, so far I hadn't had any complaints with Spreadshop. It seems way more user-friendly. I think even your mom went on there and ordered some
Yeah,
shirts.
she did. She said it was much easier.
Yeah.
And she's kind of like me. She has trouble, navigating and getting around on computer sites, and she found that was much simpler. So go to our website, which is...
Go to our website, which is coghillfarm.com.
And there's a little icon. It'll say like recipes, shirts, vlogs, whatever. Click on shirts and it'll take you directly there.
And they have a lot more products. I think they got aprons, which we like.
Yeah, we've
got
been mugs.
Mugs, cups, dog bandanas, mouse pads,
all
stickers.
Kind of stuff.
They got all kinds of stuff. And I've noticed that people are buying all this other stuff. Like Teespring had bags. I've never sold a single bag.
But now you are?
I bet we sold 5, 6, 7 of bags.
Huh.
Which is I think it's because it's just user friendly.
It's very user friendly. Y'all just check it out. Even if you don't buy anything, go to our website, check it out, and see how easy it is to navigate around.
Yeah.
And let us know what you think.
Yeah, give us feedback on it, because we don't have many options when it comes to shirts, because these print-on-demand sites like Teespring and Spreadshop, they have all the sizes. They have hoodles of colors. They have different types and styles. If we did it ourselves, there's absolutely no way we could do it. Even like with this launch, they were talking about doing like a seasonal launch. That'd be like a special edition shirt. It's going to be one color, one design, and once they're gone, they're gone.
That's right. And we can't, there's no way we can have 12 different designs and have all the shirts sitting
and all
in this
the
room
colors
ready to ship out. That's impossible.
So yeah, it's just impossible for us, as small as we are.
So that makes it easy for us to just put them on our website, where you can go to a link to a company and then them ship them out and then handle it all. Yeah. And y'all support us by wearing Cog Hill. And this is one of our shirts.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever worn it.
The love shirt.
The love shirt.
Mm-hmm.
It's got an egg for the O and a chicken for the V.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's pretty cool.
I like that one.
I was thinking we complimented each other with the pink and black today.
Did, and this is actually a smaller YouTube channel sent me this one, Life, Liberty, and the Homestead. So y'all be sure to check these guys out.
We love T-shirts from other YouTubers.
Yeah, we tried to wear them on the podcast for sure to give everybody a shout out.
Well, Dutch brought us a T-shirt when he came.
Yep.
And he had a it was actually for me.
Somebody stole it.
Brought it to me, and yet have I to wear it, and I've washed it 3 times because my child has deemed it one of her favorites. And Mama, is my Dutch shirt clean? Your Dutch shirt.
She had it on yesterday.
They brought it to me, and then you took it from me, but that's okay. Maybe I can get me another one day.
That's right.
Well, hopefully we can go visit them in August. End of August.
Fingers crossed that we can make that happen.
End of August. I mean, that's fastly approaching. So who knows what's going to be going on our end then?
Yeah, we need to see what's going on then, and if that is possible, I'll probably reach out to Daniel too.
Yeah, I mean, we need to hit them all up.
Mm-hmm.
Hit them all up.
I don't know how far Chad is from them either.
Well, Chad's in Missouri, but I think they're in northern Oklahoma, so it must be kind of.
I think it's fairly close. Chad at Adler Farm, so
we will. We'll just have to see, because we've got a whole lot going on right now, as y'all know. Well, this is big news to us.
Yeah, we had. This is big news to us. And what's funny is that
forgot about it.
We actually kind of forgot about it, because I have done 3 magazine shoots. This will be our 3rd. Now, the first 2 were with our friends, our celebrity chef, Scott Peacock.
Right.
And I've helped him with 2. And we were in it, but we wasn't featured.
Right.
And it was Better Homes and Garden magazine a couple of years ago. And then it was Martha Stewart Living last year was Martha Stewart, I think.
Uh-huh.
But the shoots, now his was a for real shoot.
Right. They actually were on site.
Well, he was, and plus his was the center.
Yeah,
in the feature. He was on the cover. So, but it was they're planned way ahead.
Yeah.
So if you see a Thanksgiving issue, like his Thanksgiving, he was the Thanksgiving issue of Martha Stewart. So he was on the cover. He was the Thanksgiving dinner, which was a huge deal. And that thing was shot like
a year in advance. Literally, because when they shoot it, the weather needs to be Thanksgiving-ish.
Yes. So
the trees don't need to be all green, and that's the same with this. They shot it back in the well, you can't tell because this is
the summertime.
What month is
but
this?
It was
this
cool.
is July.
But it was cool when we took the pictures.
Yeah, it was cool because I had on overalls, I remember.
Yes, and you can see one picture I got a toboggan on. You got overalls on, but anyways, we are, and this is so awesome, we are in the issue, or this, I think it says August is what it is, but you know how these things come out a month in advance.
It's on shelves now.
It is on shelves now. It is the Farmhouse Style magazine, or a country sampler Farmhouse Style magazine. We are in this issue, and it is a feature about us, and it is called City People to Farm Folk, because we used to live in the city and decided to move out here.
And on the preview page, there's a picture of Jason and Goat, the chicken. I think is it right there?
Yep.
And then at the bottom, is that it?
It's
No,
Marycarl,
or is it right here?
Right there.
Right here.
Right there.
Marycarl and a little baby goat.
Yep.
That we had here on the farm. And then you turn the page, 2 pages, and it's a 2-page story.
Yep, about us.
About us.
And so...
Let me tell you the crazy thing.
Go ahead.
So we have been on the road looking at campers, on the road at the 40, on the road back and forth, just not settled down. And I check my Facebook from time to time, and I see all these comments starting to poke up, and I'm like, what in the world? So I click on it, and a friend of mine, Allison, had taken a picture of this magazine and the articles in it and tagged me in it and said, oh my gracious, look who is in this Farmhouse style magazine this month. Our friends over at Cog Hill Farm. And I was like, because we didn't know it was coming out this month. It just slipped our mind.
It did slip our minds because, like I said, it was so long. Well, I say so long ago. I don't know, several months ago when all this was done. And they told me it was going to be this August issue.
It just wasn't fresh on our mind.
And yeah, it had totally slipped our minds. And it was funny. We actually had somebody else reached out to you too and said something.
They sent me a message.
Yeah.
And they said,
and you sent me a message like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, this lady, Miss Catherine, said we're in Farmhouse style magazine, ? And he was over at the 40, and I was like, what's this? And then I realized that the girl had tagged me in it, and there were the pictures, and I was like, oh, okay, here we go. But they didn't actually send a crew over here. We submitted our own pictures.
We submitted our own
one.
pictures, yes.
And we told them about how we got started. So y'all pick up a copy and take a peek at what Cog Hill Farm is all about.
There was a lot of people that asked, where can they get this from?
I don't know, because when I saw that message, Marycarl and I were on our way to a Dollar General to pick up something, and I looked in there, and I could not remember exactly what the cover looked like, so I'm looking at, there's a magazine, and I didn't see it, but that doesn't mean they don't sell them there.
Right.
I don't know.
I swear I remember seeing these like at Home Depot and Lowe's.
So y'all want to know, if we don't know where they're sold, how'd we get it? So we finally get home and check our mail, and there's a magazine in our mailbox from them.
Yes.
That they sent us and telling us thank you, for being in the latest issue. And so we didn't buy it. We actually had it in our mailbox, and we didn't get it before it came out.
Yeah, we were about
It was a few days later.
A few days before we got tagged on Facebook.
So I was trying to find where to purchase it once she tagged me, and I don't know. But I'm going to subscribe to it.
Yes.
It's a little card in there that tells you.
I like it.
I do like it too. Yeah. It's a lot of farmhouse style things. There's some kitchens in here that I love, and however, we don't have time to sit down and look at many magazines.
Right.
This is a good one to choose if you're looking for one particular one.
I like it. I really do.
My mom subscribes to several magazines, and she has time to sit down and look at them. But I feel like this is more us. Yeah. We would look at it. We would subscribe to this.
Right.
So, check it out. Country Sampler Farmhouse Style Magazine. There's the cover. And it's the August edition. So that was...
Well, actually, it says autumn 2021.
Oh, maybe it's just every so month.
I bet it's every season.
I bet it is too.
Yep.
It says display until October 11th.
And that'll
so
be
y'all got a little time to get it.
Then the winter issue will come out.
I hope I can get another copy.
Yes.
My mom has a tendency to want to frame everything that has to do with Cog Hill, and when we build our new house, we hope to have an office, and in that office, we would like to have everything framed that has to do with, us being featured in it, or Cog Hill related, or whatever. So that'd be pretty cool. So I need another copy. Maybe I can find it.
We'll find it.
And if I do find it, I'll update on the next podcast where I found it.
Right. I swear I've seen them at Home Depot and Lowe's.
Well, we just don't have one of those in our city and don't know when we're going to go over there. So I'm going to check out, our local things like Dollar General and
Walmart.
If you're in Alabama and you don't see a Dollar General every 5 miles, then you're not in Alabama.
Gosh, ain't that the truth?
I don't know if it's like that
everywhere.
everywhere, but because we don't get out of Alabama very
Right.
often. But here, I mean, you've entered another city
Right.
when there's a Dollar General at the entrance,
Yeah.
and that's just the
everywhere.
way it is. So,
They're
and their
everywhere.
magazine selection's huge.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes,
Really?
I didn't know it either till she sent me the message, and I'm looking. I'm like, Marycarl, let's look right here and see if we see any magazine. And it was so many that I couldn't make heads or tails out of what was what.
Really?
So now I know what the cover looks like, and
Okay.
I can, she didn't put the cover on there. She just put the inner part. So I didn't know what I was looking for.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So anyway,
Anyways, speaking of campers and talking about camper, we've had a lot of questions recently about, especially we just dropped a video about us camper shopping. I don't know what he's barking at.
I don't either, but we're not worried about it. He's barking because his daddy's not with him. It's Arlo, by the way.
We are we've been looking at campers, and we've had a lot of people say, why not get a trailer or a mobile home or a tiny house? And several reasons why. The main reason is us trying to resell it after the fact. I can tell you right now, a tiny home in Alabama would not sell.
Not quickly.
Not
I
quickly.
mean, you can't hook a tiny home up and carry it to Tanner Hill for the weekend.
Right.
And so the market for somebody that's interested in a tiny home is a lot smaller than the market for those that are interested in RVs or campers, as we call them.
And the same for a mobile home, believe it or not. We got a friend that we know that's been trying to sell theirs for over a year and finally took it off the market.
Right.
So,
and the reason that they don't sell very well is because it costs so much to transport them from place to place. You can't recoup that. I mean, even if you get a good deal on it, and we don't have time to work on one, first of all. So we would have to get one that was already in livable condition. Well, that calls for a high price, and then you have to pay a high price to get it, put on your
moved.
area.
Yeah.
And then you have to worry about reselling it because it's not something that we would want to upkeep on our property.
Yeah.
We feel like if it was just sitting and it didn't have the air conditioning running and whatever, it would just deteriorate.
It would deteriorate.
So that's really not a possibility. And that's why we go back to...
Well, also on a mobile home, it's hard for a bank to finance somebody on a used mobile home unless they had a good bit of money down. So you have that, in front of you as well.
Right.
Somebody trying to buy a mobile home.
We're trying to do this as economical as we can, too. I mean, we want to be able to get some of it back out of it. Right. And we feel like the best way for us to do that after a lot of research and a lot of thought may be trying to find a camper. And we're still in the search.
Well, that was the thing about the camper is we have two options. Number one, we think we could resell it easier than we could a tiny house or a mobile home.
Right.
And there may be a chance where we say, you know what?
Let's go camping.
And we decide to keep the camper.
That's right. Who knows? I mean,
so we have that as well. So that's why we were leaning towards the camper.
Yeah.
It just seemed better for us long term than short term because I think we could resell it easier, and if we decide to keep it, then we could use it.
That's right. I mean, there's a lot of variables that go into it. Of course, we would want to go into this ahead financially. As we've been we've looked at new, we've looked at a couple of used.
Yes.
We've weighed the pros and cons of the price of a new one versus a used one. If y'all don't know this right now, the camper RV market is absolutely crazy.
It's crazy. And people are doing, that's what the camper guy said. I think we mentioned in the last podcast, but that a lot of people are doing what we're doing.
Yeah, because the price of lumber is astronomical. Yep. And people, the housing market is good, so they can get out of their house and then they can, potentially buy some land and live in a camper until lumber comes down and they can build.
Yes.
And they're living in this camper or RV until that happens. And he said that while it sounded crazy to us, 10 years ago, I can tell you that I don't think we would ever thought we'd be living in a camper. So it sounds crazy to us. He said, while it sounds crazy to you, there's so many other people in the world that have these same exact
Yeah.
situations going on.
So so a lot of people are doing this, and also we've learned through research. We went and looked at the new, and then we started doing research, and it looks like it's about it's actually 21% is the national average of what word am I looking for?
The upcharge of buying new versus used.
Yeah, you're going to lose 21%.
But you know what?
From depreciation is what it is.
Those statistics,
within the first year. Yeah.
Those statistics are probably pre-COVID.
They are. That's the thing. So you don't really know, because we
I
were
bet it's
told
more like
that,
40.
that if you could get rid of it within the year, then you wouldn't lose that much on it. But anyway, so we've been looking, and we have found that we can find used and still get a 20 or 2021 for a good bit cheaper than we can
Right.
a new. And the people that bought it took that depreciation already. So they took
that hit for us. So that's kind of where we are right now. We've looked at a few models, and we're trying to weigh the pros and cons of different ones and what we actually need versus what we can live in.
Right.
And then here's another thing: is the new RV sales told us if we could wait till the winter, then prices just drop off. He said nobody sells a camper in the winter because nobody wants to buy it.
It'd be like buying a boat in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So, who knows? If we can wait, we can wait. But
I will say this, it's probably different in this year.
oh, I'm sure. I feel like the winter's going to be still busy.
Yeah.
I may be wrong.
I may be wrong, because, he said they went from having 300 campers on their lot to barely having 100, and
that's in a single season.
That they went from selling 40 a month to double and triple that.
Yeah, they were so stretched out at this new dealer when we went in that we literally had to wait on a salesman.
Yeah.
I mean, what does that tell you?
Yeah, it was nuts. It was absolutely nuts.
So we do have a lot better understanding of what is offered in one.
Yeah.
And what we're on the lookout for.
Yes.
So when we do search for them on these used sites, we're able to say 34 foot or, whatever the footage is versus camper, and it pull up everything.
I agree. We have learned a lot and figured out and really have a good idea in our mind what we want now.
We do. And here's the other thing is once we get ours all settled in and decide what we're going to get, the plan is to possibly buy a second one for my mom.
Yes.
And, who knows? We're not even looking for hers yet. We need to get ourselves settled so we can work over there. She won't be over there working.
Right.
So we won't need hers until we actually
get
close
closer
to moving.
Yeah.
So maybe we could buy hers in the wintertime. Even if we don't wait on ours, maybe we could buy ours now if we find something, and maybe buy hers in the off season. I don't know. It's just a thought.
But we don't, unless something just fell in our lap, I don't see us getting her one right now, because, she could change her mind.
Sure. I don't want to make a hasty decision, but that is the plan. If all works out, then we'll potentially both be living in separate campers. And the reason being, we have 3 dogs. She has cats, and those two don't mingle. So
No, they don't mingle.
She's going to need a place for her and the cats, and we need a place for us and the dogs.
Correct.
The barking dogs.
I
don't know if y'all can hear it or not, but
he normally doesn't bark. So that's what's strange.
Marycarl probably went outside, and he's wanting her to come back in.
And it's just strange why he doesn't bark like that often.
But here's the other thing about our camper search is when we first announced that we were going to be selling our farm, which I don't know how long ago that was.
I think it's just when we bought the new farm, we had some people start reaching out what we're going to do with this farm.
Yeah, maybe
and
that's what it was.
That was a while ago.
Maybe we didn't announce we were selling. Yeah, we took a picture of us and we bought a farm.
And it wasn't, the grass wasn't growing in, so it was cool.
So at that time, we had a lady reach out to us that is from Washington State.
Yes.
That's way up in the northeast.
Yes.
Northwest, I'm sorry.
Yep.
I know where Washington State is.
She was the first serious
The first serious person.
Yep.
And she and her family had been looking for real estate in the Alabama area for what I believe she said a couple of years.
Yes.
And what they wanted was a separate home for her, which is my mom's home, and then a home for her family, which consists of a daughter, a mama, and a daddy, just like us.
Just like us.
And they wanted to be in Alabama. We didn't get into all that, so I
Right.
don't know why. But so she reached out to me, and she said that they're having trouble finding exactly what they were looking for. Could we let them know when we decide to sell? Well, sure. We'll be in touch.
Right.
Ever since then, we've been in touch.
Yes.
And we've just answered questions back and forth. And we've had a lot of pictures been sent back and forth and, details about our property. And lo and behold, they're coming to visit.
They are coming to visit
I think it's
in the next couple of weeks.
the 16th and 17th maybe. They're going to fly down here from Washington and take a look at our property firsthand. They're very interested from the pictures that they see. They think it's perfect for them. However, we're not quite ready to leave. We don't have a place to live. We don't have a place to store our stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of things have to happen. But they want to take a look and see if they need to stop their search.
Yes.
Because if they like it, then we may have sold our house and they may have bought their house, and we can stop looking for a buyer.
Right.
Not that we're actively looking,
Right.
but people message us from time to time. And so we can say, our house is sold.
Right.
And then they can say, I'm stopping my search because I found the perfect place. So that's the plan.
That's the plan. That is the plan. And I think we got 3 other families in line after them.
Yes. One of
And-
them's local and 2 are from
Tennessee
YouTube
and Oklahoma, I think
yeah.
what it was.
And
Yeah.
and so I'm just telling everybody we don't know anything yet because these people are a priority right now. They were the first ones that reached out. If this works out, then the search is over for all of us.
Yes.
And we'll of course update. And we have a plan that if they like it, we'll meet with a local attorney and we'll figure out some kind of document to write up and sign that will make it a binding agreement.
Right.
And just kind of go from there.
Yep.
So, I mean, it all sounds good for us and it sounds good for them, but a lot of variables have to happen in between now and then. We got to find a camper.
We got to find a camper.
And we got to, I don't know, we got a lot of things on our plate at one time.
We got a ton of things on our plate at one time.
And
I tell you, once I say a year from now, it's going to be different.
I know. I keep telling myself when we're so tired in the evening and y'all say slow down, you're killing yourself or whatever, but this is our life. This is what we like. It's not like we're to the point where we're getting sick from lack of sleep and working ourselves to death. It's just that we're busy.
Extremely busy.
And I do want that part of it to slow down at some point.
Yes, I agree.
But I feel like right now, it's not going to happen. I mean, until we get physically moved to the new farm, then we're going to be busy.
We're going to be very busy. I keep thinking about Dutch. If y'all don't know Dutch and his family, they're about 2, 3, 4 weeks ahead of us.
Right.
Except they've sold their house. But as for getting a camper, it's funny how mirror image of each other. They've had 10 acres and moved to almost 40 acres, and we have 7 acres and are moving to 40 acres. And we're both wanting to live in campers while we get our house built, but they've already got their camper. But
they've got 3 girls and we only have 1 girl.
But they have planned a trip to Disney way in advance.
Right.
And just so happened that they closed on their house the day they got back from Disney, wasn't it?
They closed on their house that Friday and they came to visit us on a Friday. So 7 days later, they had to be out of their house and close on it.
Moved out.
Yeah. And they were, 7 days from that when they visited us.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of pressure on them.
A lot of pressure on them.
So I feel like if Dutch can do it, we can do it.
That's right. We can do it.
But our original plan was to go ahead and build our house and live here.
Yes.
build our house and not buy a camper, not live in anything, live here, drive back and forth,
Right,
back and forth.
right.
Well, lumber prices are going down, however, it hasn't happened yet. But there's so much that we have to do over there as far as building animal pens and getting things moved over there that by the time we get up and going and take care of everything here and get over there, it's lunchtime. And then we only have, 6 hours until dark.
Yes.
And then when the time
changes.
that's going to be even less.
Yeah.
So, and then these people are interested in our house. So, if it works out, we could possibly build all our animal pens, take this place off of our plate.
Yeah.
Not have to worry about upkeeping it anymore.
Right.
And some people say, well, unless you're in a financial bind, why don't you just keep both farms? That's physically impossible. We can't be at two places at one time.
Plus, the other place is got the high-speed internet.
Yeah.
And y'all don't know how relieved or how much relief that is for me. And y'all guys can see it. Our podcast is back on Facebook.
Yeah.
Everything's so much easier, but I still have to go out there and upload videos. I mean, one day I upload 7 different, because I got to upload on all the platforms, and it was 7 things I uploaded in one day.
And that can't be done from here.
Cannot do that from here. So for the business standpoint, that place, it just makes way more sense of us. How much easier it would be if I was out there.
Yeah, versus here.
Versus here, because right now we're planning ahead, and we're like, well, I'll make a couple of videos, which takes a little while, and then I'll drive over there, and then I spend half a day out there.
Right.
Because there's things that need to be done out there. And, uploading the videos. Heck, it's usually all day. Yeah, I may not, if y'all don't come, if y'all doing stuff here, got things y'all got to do, it may be 7, 8 o'clock before I get home.
Well, Jason has a time frame in his head. I'll probably be here about 4 hours. Well, that 4 hours usually turns into 6 hours instead of 4 hours. And, by that time, it's dark when he gets home here, and nothing else can be done here.
Right.
So us being over there is kind of crucial at this point to be able to work on animal pens. And I don't mean over there full time. I mean a place to stay over there so that we can get things done.
Yeah, I agree.
And so that's our plan. It's not a financial reasoning behind it. Some people say, why don't you just keep both farms? Well, that there would be no purpose.
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
There would be no purpose in us keeping 2 places. And some people said, for Marycarl's future, why don't you keep both places? Who knows if she'll even be here? We can't hang on to something for the what ifs.
Yeah, because she may
be in California. Who knows?
Who knows?
So, she's not so attached to this place where she feels like she doesn't want to up and move. That's a blessing for us.
It is.
Because she loves it over there. She loves going out there. She asks every time we come home, when can we go back?
Yep, she likes it out there a lot.
And that's a good feeling to know that your child is going to love where she lives.
I agree.
We love it here. But to be able to love something else, we didn't know if we could, and we do. We do. We know we do.
We know we do.
We know that's where we want to be.
Talking about uploading videos and stuff, I want to let everybody know that I'm going to tinker around with the schedule of our videos.
He told me this, and I said, I'm not objecting to anything you want to do. I'm leaving that up to you.
Okay. And so y'all may see more videos a week, and it may be random because I'm going to have to figure out, I want to do 3 videos a week. I know once we 100% move out there,
it'll be very possible.
That I can do no problem. But I just want to get a feel of it, so you guys just bear with me. The schedule because right now we're Wednesday and Saturday, and then on Facebook it is Thursday and Sunday. So you guys on our main vlogging channel, the podcast is, gosh, I can't even remember what days. It all runs together. I
was fixing to tell you, don't even.
But I'm trying to get where I can do 3 of our main channel, our vlogging channel. I want to do 3 a week, and so just bear with us on the schedule because you're gonna see some random. We may have a video Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It may be Monday, Thursday, Sunday. Who knows? But I'm going to tinker around with it till I can figure out something that I like.
Well, one thing's for sure, we're not short on content.
No.
There was a time back when you were working Monday through Friday, got home, were too tired to do anything else, shot videos on only Saturday and Sunday.
Yes.
That we were sometimes cramped to show people what we were doing.
Or
not that we weren't busy.
Not that we weren't busy.
But shooting things that y'all would be interested in.
Or that you would get like a mental block and you're like, I don't know what can we record?
Yeah. I mean, we might have something going on, but it might be pressure washing the house or putting in a doggy door.
Yeah.
Just something that people wouldn't potentially be interested in.
But now, and to me, I feel like that's
not going to end.
Well, it's not going to end, and I feel like the more I shoot, the better I get, and the easier it is, and you don't get that mental block.
Whatever works for you. When you asked me about it, my first thought was, oh my gosh, we don't have enough time for two, much less a third one. Well, then the more I think about it, we've got the content. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
You've got the ability to edit it. That's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's just simply having to go over there to upload it. And, we'll just see how it works.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So we uploading it over there. So going from 2 videos a week to 3, and then adding a podcast. So we'll see. You guys, I'm gonna try it. I may do it for 3 weeks and realize I can do it. I may do it for 3 weeks and realize I can't do it. So
well, when you first told me, I thought, if you want to do 3, maybe you could do 3, 2, 3, 2 in a month.
Oh.
And that'd give you 2 extras in a month.
Yeah, I even tried every 3rd day, and that gives you a couple of extra videos a month. But to me, that kind of
gets people off in a schedule.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this: you posted one today, which is Monday. And we can look at the stats after 30 minutes and see how it's comparing to other videos.
Our other videos we uploaded.
All right, so today's a Monday, which is never a video day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's doing well.
It's doing well. It's ranked.
How people found it, I don't know. But, it's not our expected video day.
Yes.
And people are commenting, wow, seeing you on a Monday, brighten my day.
Yes.
So that's that's a good thing.
I agree.
That's a good thing. So we know that people would probably watch it.
I think so.
and it's kind of like what we're doing is going to follow in a series.
Yeah, because, here we are camper hunting.
Well, the first thing we did was looked at new.
Now we got some used ones that we got planned that we want to go look at.
And
that
we
want
to show y'all.
And we want to show you guys that.
And then if we do buy one.
If we buy one, then, then y'all probably want to see it.
Right.
And then getting into, once this is done, just looking in the future, building the animal pens.
Right.
Then all the stuff they go through about the farmhouse.
And the pond. That's the next thing.
And speaking of pond.
Yes.
We have not, no updates, no nothing on the pond. So we're still waiting on the gentleman to come down there and dig and see if he hits water. And, we're still feeling fairly confident.
Yeah, but do you see my face?
I do see your face.
I'm wanting to know if he's going to hit water or not.
Maybe you ought to call him. Make sure he ain't forgot.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah. I mean, he lives across the street. But he did say that he's got to get his equipment back from a man, and it was some variables on his end. He's a busy man, and I understand that. And in the meantime, we want to get the mulcher man back out there and take care of where he left off. I mean, where the pond potentially will go is kind of like down like this, and the mulcher man started back up this hill right here, but then it stopped. He stopped. He ran out of time. He was, done for the weekend. And so I told him I wanted him to come back and finish that up. So that'll be next, is he'll come back and get that other side. I don't know. It's probably 5 acres maybe. I
can't tell. It all looks big to me.
But anyway, half of it's mulched and half of it's not. So it's like cleared, looking like a state park, and then thick. And we want to finish that up.
We want to finish it up.
So in the meantime, while the pond guy takes this time to come and potentially hit water, I say hit water because I'm positive.
I feel really, really confident about the water. I really do.
It's just we're weighing all this on building our house on the pond potentially being there because we got another spot that if he doesn't hit water, we might get him to dig over there. And this is placement of the house.
Yes.
And so I feel like as soon as we know something, we can maybe get the ball rolling and get a slab poured and get some walls up. And as far as the shell of our house,
Yeah.
And we've told y'all we were going to potentially build a barn-dominium, and so we could go ahead with some of it.
And meet with the architect and design the...
Yeah, we might need a plan first.
Yeah.
We might need a plan before he pours the slab.
Design it all out, because I think we've changed up, because I don't know if we mentioned it on the last podcast or not, but we were going to do 2 houses, kind of like what we got here, similar, but we since have possibly changed it where we're just going to do one and add your mom's to the main structure of our house.
Yeah, instead of our house was going to be about 1,800 square foot. Hers was going to be about 800 square foot.
Yeah.
So instead of us doing her over by where the gentleman's mobile home was,
yes,
at one time, we're thinking that we'll just do, 2,600 square foot, and then put her, in a secluded area.
Right.
It would be a full kitchen and full bath. And
it'd be
she'd have her own space, and it'd be walled off, and it'd be doors, where she could have her privacy and stuff. But we're thinking that may be better than building 2 separate structures.
That's what we're thinking.
So we need an architect, and the architect that we were previously working with just had a little bit too much going on.
Yeah.
We wanted somebody that would come out and look at the site.
Yes.
And potentially see what would fit there. We need a carport. We need, somewhere to park our cars. We need, and then with adding Mama to it, we need, somebody to kind of visualize us as to how this can all come together. Then if we hit water on the pond, we want to figure out how to place it.
And she wants a screen-in porch, and we want a screen-in porch, and so we want somebody to figure all that out for us.
Yeah, we do. And we feel like this gentleman, he's local. He's local to the 40.
Yes.
And he's willing to come out and look at the site. And that means a lot to me to know he can look at it. And he's done this all his life. So him looking at a site is different than us looking at a site.
Way different. And then he can take measurements, and he can figure out he can do the house this wide and this long versus us finding a pre-plan and trying to make it fit.
Yeah, and I feel like that's going to be our justification in hiring an architect is we can look at the space where we want the house to potentially go, and we can't visually tell, is this 60 foot or, how long is this? Because you can't tell without actually putting a tape measure. And then a tape measure means nothing if you don't know how much space it's going to take.
Exactly.
So that's kind of where we are. I would love to have a drive-through carport, to where we can drive and turn around instead of backing up or whatever.
Right.
I've always got ducks and geese behind me when I go backwards, and I'd like to be able to see those ducks and geese from the front to know I'm not going to run over anything.
So that's something that he could try to figure out if we can and can't.
Yeah, and that would get a lot of searching and looking off of us.
It would.
We have looked and looked and looked and looked at plans, and we think we found something perfect, and then the next thing you know is maybe this is not so perfect.
Right. So
he could get everything that we want to have done into that plan.
Exactly.
And I don't know. It's just a lot going on at one time.
It'll slow down eventually.
It will, and that's what I keep telling myself is, while we're stressed right now mentally, physically some days, but more mentally, more mental thought going on, and it's going to slow down.
It's going to slow down.
At some point, I'm going to be sitting doing just like this. What can I do on the big O today? Am I right?
Yeah.
That's where we're going to be. Instead of the grass is waist high and it needs to be cut, what can I do today?
I don't see it, though.
You don't?
I don't see us twiddling our thumbs.
Well, I don't want to twiddle my thumbs, so I don't want that to happen. I want there to always be something that needs to be done.
Yeah, always.
We're just that kind of people.
We are that kind of
people. We want to stay busy. We don't want to sit down.
Yes.
We don't want to, that's what keeps us going, is having something to do.
Always.
Every day, all day.
Every day, all day.
So while we say we want to slow down, there's just particular areas that we want things to slow down.
Well, we want it to slow down, but it will be stuff that we want to do.
Yeah, well,
versus
I want to
stretched out
stop
between
looking
two.
at campers. You know, that's not something I enjoy doing. That's not something that we feel like has to be done, although we got to find something.
Or stop, we're in the process of, we said it before, of getting this house ready. And so we're doing a lot of cleaning and all this stuff. And
Oh, gosh.
then packing next and starting and go through stuff. Ain't that's not fun.
No, it's not fun. I want that part to be over.
Yeah.
I want to be building animal pens. And
Exactly.
I want to be bush hogging and moving dirt and, resting in my camper at night and stuff that we want to do.
And speaking of animal pens, we really don't know where we're going to put them until we know where the house is going to go.
We don't. We were over this weekend and, we say we're fixing to start cleaning out the barn. Well, hopefully we can clean out the barn enough to store a lot of our stuff in.
Without renting anything.
And without the rats destroying our stuff.
Yeah, because we feel like if we get their habitat, all the stuff out where they're going to try to
Yeah, but
get
then
in
when we
and
put our stuff in,
they'll have
is that
somewhere to
their
go.
habitat?
That's true. I didn't think about that. You're right.
I've thought about it,
Yeah.
and I actually told Mama, I said, I'm hoping that we can use the barn to store some of our stuff. She said, Brooke, I've heard that rats chew through totes and such. And that is a thought.
That is a thought.
We're not going to be.
We wouldn't put furniture in there, but
No.
like totes, plastic
Yeah,
totes.
so
and
y'all
stuff.
tell us what your experience is with storing stuff in I don't want to say a rat habitat, but storing stuff where rats have been.
Yeah.
If we get their stuff out, their habitat, are they going to invade ours if it's in totes and sealed up containers? I don't want our stuff to be ruined.
Right.
And by stuff, I mean...
And maybe that if we do get the camper out there, I don't know, maybe we could get a cat.
Okay, so we don't have much time left, but our friends over at, they don't have a farm name, Piper's parents
Yeah.
sold their house
Yeah.
and had nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
Sold their house with nowhere to go.
Somebody
Well, they
said-
knew that they were
wanting
potentially.
to sell, but this is what happened to them. They were wanting to sell, so they were getting their house ready, and was thinking, look, we'll have time. We'll find somewhere for us to go.
They
Then
want
put the house
land.
on our market, and then we'll move to this new place, and then put our house on the market. Well, then somebody approached them, and
Word of mouth. I heard
said
y'all
that-
might want to sell. Can I look at your place?
and made an offer, and it was an offer they couldn't refuse.
Yep. So they took it, and they didn't have anywhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. So they close on their house on the 12th.
Uh-huh.
That's not but a few days away.
Yep.
They had nowhere to go.
That's crazy.
They have found somewhere.
Oh, really?
They have found 120 acres, which they wanted land.
Right.
120 acres and 7 buildings.
7 buildings.
7 buildings are on this property. They have put all of their stuff, all of their belongings in climate control storage.
Yeah.
And just a couple of days ago, they found this place and they're going to buy it. And they are in agreement with the owners. So they've signed some papers and now they got a place to go.
Well, good.
They've got a place to go. And how ironic is that they, well, we will have a place to go because we have the 40.
Right.
But we don't have a dwelling.
Not yet.
Not yet. So they thought they may be buying a camper. So they didn't know where they were going to go.
Yeah, because she's been telling you to take notes.
Yeah, take notes. And I even told the guy at the new RV store, I said,
yeah.
we might need 3 campers because Piper's family's going to need one, my mom's going to need one, and us. And he was like, we might could cut you a deal if you buy 3 of them.
3 of them, yeah.
And so they're out of the look for camper. They bought the property.
Awesome.
They're going to have somewhere to go.
Well, good.
So all their stuff's in climate controlled storage, and who knows, that may be what we have to do.
Yep.
I don't know. Marycarl's got 157 stuffed animals that she don't want to part with,
Oh, gracious.
and they're going to be smelling like a rat, even if a rat doesn't get in them, if it's not in climate control storage.
You're right.
So
where do we like furniture and stuff? We had talked about that. We'll probably put in climate control storage.
we don't have that much furniture
We really don't.
until we start moving. We don't have that.
Yeah. Ain't
we
that
don't
the
realize
truth?
how much we have.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I even thought about parting with our
Some pieces.
bedroom
Yeah.
furniture and just maybe repurchasing once we get moved in. I
Yeah.
don't know. But
got
that's
you.
a thought. I mean, who knows what's going to work from here in our new place?
That's right.
Not to say we got financial funds to go out and furnish a new house.
Right.
But there are some things that I know that we'll need that we don't have here.
Yeah.
Or that we have here that we don't need there.
Right.
So, I don't know.
We'll
Anyway,
figure it out.
I've talked enough. And y'all don't be too hard on me, okay? Don't say you don't let him get a word in edgewise, because he talks off camera. I talk on camera. He talks off camera.
Oh, my gracious. I think we do about equal talking on the podcast.
I don't know. Some people hit me pretty hard. They say that girl won't shut up and just get to the point, and we're tired of hearing you talk, and it hits home, and it makes me sad. So,
Psst. Our real fans and fans like it.
are you trying to say our real fans don't mind me talking?
Nope.
Okay, good.
Don't mind at all, I promise.
Don't tell me I don't know when to shut up, because I do. I'm about to shut up right now.
We're going to end it.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, all right, guys. Thanks for watching and listening to this podcast, and we'll catch you on the next one. Y'all be good.